funny when people talk about this competition that's going to happen this offseason. Mm-hmm. Not just Niner fans, but a lot of like national analysts are like, hey, Trey Lance going to have his hands full. Trey Lance going to have his hands. Sam Darnold can't deny all of his experience. Very experienced quarterback. I mean, you're going to have to wake up pretty early in the morning to beat out Sam Darnold. No one ever says it the other way. Like, hey, Trey Lance, 22 years old, hasn't played a lot of football, but really hasn't done anything bad. It's going to be kind of tough for Sam Darnold and his 6 years of utter putridity. Is that a word? To actually turn all that around. I mean, no one says that when really isn't like he's going to have to prove that the last 6 years were a total fluke, Sam Darnold. Like, that's amazing. How do you do that?
He's also going to have to learn this complex offense of Kyle Shanahan. He's never played under Kyle Shanahan. Trey Lance this is his third year. So Trey Lance has the advantage there. He also has the draft capital. People don't think it matters, but there is something to that. Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance have been building a relationship for the last 3 years. If I'm willing to bet, the first snaps and OTAs are going to go to Trey Lance. So Sam Darnold's going to have to learn the offense, overcome that relationship that Kyle already has with Trey Lance. He's going to have to perform better than he has in his entire life, honestly. He's going to have to make it worth them spending up to $8 million in incentives for Sam Darnold. So he's going to, if it's close at all, if it's tied, you're going to choose the guy that you already know that knows the offense that costs $8 million less. If you go with Sam Darnold, you're spending $8 million more than you had planned. That's a lot to overcome.
Yeah. I'm looking at their box scores, their stats. It's just interesting. They do have a lot in common. They were both the third pick in the draft. They both left college very young. They both played when they were 21. Sam Darnold started as a rookie. He started 13 games, went 4-9. That year, he was 21. He completed 57.7% of his throws. Trey Lance, he didn't start a bunch as a rookie, but he did throw 71 passes and completed 57.7% of his passes at 21. Then he came back and got hurt. So the difference is Sam Darnold, they kind of started off in similar spots, little young, little green, little inaccurate. Sam Darnold has had like 5 years to improve, to get experience, to show something. And in this last 6 games where he apparently turned a corner, he completed 58% of his throws, threw for like 190 yards a game, and turned the ball over a lot. So I don't think he did improve. I don't think he did turn a corner. I think this is who he's always freaking been. And I think that guy is going to have a tough time going against Trey Lance, who may actually have the ability to improve. Right.
You're looking at how many games Sam Darnold played? What is it, 57?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. He has played in the NFL. He's started 55 games. He has thrown 1,700 passes. He's thrown 61 touchdown passes and 55 picks. I mean, his rookie year was terrible. He threw 17 touchdowns and 15 picks. Trey Lance in his rookie year threw 5 touchdowns and 2 picks. This guy's thrown 3 picks in his career. Yeah. In his career, 3.
Yeah.
Trey Lance. And people have already written him off, whereas Sam Darnold is working on 55 and 55 starts.
And there's something else that's not being talked about. Sam Darnold has fumbleitis.
Fumbleitis. And he had it in college too.
Yes.
Yeah. His fingers are actually made of butter. They're butter fingers.
Yeah. I mean, people can say whatever narrative they want, but if you think about it logically, like we're doing right now, it doesn't make any kind of sense that definitely they're not appointing him over Trey Lance like people are reporting right now. That, he's appointed the starter. If anything, worst case scenario, it's a fair 100% competition right now. And if that's the case, when you weigh everything involved, like the contract, the experience, the capital invested, etc., this is the last and best opportunity Kyle Shanahan is going to be able to see what Trey Lance can do. All this coming together, it favors Trey Lance, honestly. Now, if he earns that QB1 spot if Brock's out, that's where the challenge really begins for Trey Lance. I think the tougher challenge for Trey Lance is going to be overcoming what Brock was able to do, not beating out Sam Darnold in training camp. Like, I don't think that's the challenge for Trey Lance.
And like the thing with Darnold, we keep saying like he's got experience, Blaine Gabbert has experience. Does that mean Blaine Gabbert would beat out Trey Lance if Blaine Gabbert were over here? Like, that's who I think Sam Darnold is. I think he's Blaine Gabbert. They both got drafted top 10. They're big.
Yeah.
They're fast. They're not fast. They're big. They're mobile. They're smart. They're good teammates. They're willing to be backups. They're everything you want except they're bad.
Yeah.
And they were given a million chances to prove that they're not bad because they seemingly have all the tools, both mentally and physically, and they have a certain look, but they're bad. And I don't just like, you could put Blaine Gabbert on this team with his, how many throws, 1,500 career throws. Like, I don't care. I'm taking Trey and his inexperience all day because we know exactly 100% who Blaine Gabbert is. He's 33 years old. He's never improved. He started, how many games has he started? He started 48 games. His quarterback rating 72.
What is
Blaine
Sam
Gabbert
Darnold known for more than anything else? What is he known for?
seeing ghosts and turning the ball over.
Turning the ball over. What is Trey Lance known for? What's his biggest accomplishment more than anything else in college?
Not turning the ball over.
It's pretty simple, right? And Kyle Shanahan is going to hate Sam
Yeah.
Darnold. If he
So
turns the ball over.
honestly, they could talk themselves into Sam Darnold. They could make him start week 1.
Yeah.
As soon as he starts playing like Sam Darnold, which means turning the ball over, he's gonna bench himself. There won't even be a decision to make.
Right.
So yeah, but let him start week 1. Honestly, I think that would be in the best interest of Trey Lance and the team because whoever starts week 1 for the Niners loses the quarterback competition.
Yeah.
So Sam, hey man, grind, get
Yeah.
that job.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for months that almost the ideal thing for Trey Lance would be if Brock Purdy comes back and he's healthy and he can start week 1, and that way
I hope that doesn't happen for Brock.
Yeah,
honestly, because I like Brock too. I have nothing against Sam. I have nothing against any of these quarterbacks, but I hope Brock doesn't do that to himself, or the Niners don't do it to him, because I feel like that's all. Like the offense won't be ready. You won't be ready. It's all bad, dude. Don't play.
I don't think it happens.
Don't play. Like let Sam Darnold take those lumps.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that name. Everything they are doing shows they are confident in Trey Lance. Is that really coffee you're drinking, dude? No way you're sober. Okay, thanks. That was nice. No way you're sober, he said. Well,
I don't barely
just give me $5.
I never
Thoughts on
drank,
How about that? Thanks on DTR to Cleveland. Thoughts on DTR to Cleveland. Just great value. 5th round. Can't believe it. And now he gets to be Deshaun Watson's backup. Kind of pisses me off because I would like to see DTR start. But it's not like Deshaun Watson played well last year. So
he did not. And it's good because I think, that's one thing I would like to see the 49ers do at some point is have your starter, your backup, have a similar skill set. I think that'd be great. Yeah.
It'd be nice. That's why we were sort of advocating Mariota over Darnold. And that's when they signed Darnold, I was like, man, this is a Brock quarterback, not a Trey quarterback. I know Jesse disagrees and thinks he's more of a Trey quarterback, but you know what I'm saying.
He's not running the option.
He's not running the zone read. Like Trey apparently has to run the zone read on this team. Mariota does it quite well. Darnold could. I mean, Purdy could, but there's no.
Not going to do it.
Only if you're totally catching them off guard and you're 4 yards away from the end zone. That's the only way you'd ever do it.
Right.
Official B&M Music 88 says Sam has to prove he's not pure cheese. If not, he'll get 4 more chances. Just like Andy Dalton and Baker and Carr. Trey just has to win MVP. To me, I feel like Darnold, if it doesn't work here on this team, like he's had a bunch of excuses for a guy with 55 career starts. So he's never had a good situation. Okay, here's your good situation, man. Do something with it. Do something different. If you can't, you're Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
You're Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a career backup at best. No QB would have been successful in the situation Sam was in, let alone Trey Lance. They are both unknowns, in my opinion. Sam could be like Alex Smith. Trey could be poor man's Hurts, or they both could be busts.
I don't know, man. After 55 games and a college experience, are you really unknown at that point? I feel like it's known. I think Sam Darnold can do better with these weapons and in this offense than he's done in his life, but he's still going to be prone to turnover. He's still going to fumble. He's still going to see ghosts. I don't know if after 5 years I would say he's unknown.
I mean, Alex Smith would be the comparison. But I guess if Alex Smith could do it. But like, who is more in common with Alex Smith, Sam Darnold or Trey Lance? I guess he would say Darnold in the sense that he's been on bad teams with a lot of different coordinators and stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know about that. 'Cause Alex was a good game manager, man. And I don't know if that's how I would label Sam Darnold. I think Alex was always a decent game manager.
Well, here's the thing. Alex Smith turned his career around by not turning the ball over. He did turn the ball over a lot. He tried to do too much. He stopped turning the ball over under Harbaugh and then went from there. Let's see if Darnold can do that, because Trey already can do that, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, everyone glosses over the fact that Sam Darnold is a turnover machine. In every sense, I mean, he makes bad decisions. He can't physically hold on to the ball. That's not Trey. They both have accuracy issues statistically. They both do.
That's the thing. You hear all about these accuracy issues with Trey Lance. He threw 28 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Yeah, and completed 66% of his throws.
That's I don't care what. That's an insane statistic line. That's insane.
Yeah. And what did Sam do in college? I'm just curious. What did he do his final year in college? He completed 63% of his throws his final year in college. He had a really nice year in 2016. That first year at USC, 67% of his throws, 31 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Great. And then everyone thought he was going to be the number 1 pick next year. And then he came back in 2017, completed 63% of his throws through 26 touchdowns and 13 picks in 14 games. I mean, and that's who he is. That's who he is. And people were like, oh, he just had a one-off year. He lost a couple players. Like, nah, man, you're at USC. You're in Pac-12. You were a turnover machine in Pac-12. You're a turnover machine now. Sorry.
And why do people talk about his last games for Carolina last year as if it was
because they won?
Yeah,
but he didn't do anything. He was horrible.
He was bad. 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 5 fumbles.
Yeah.
58% completion percentage. None of that was good. His last game was what, 5 for 15, 43 yards.
If Trey Lance ever did that, people would never let him hear the end of it. But with Sam, it's like, well, you know what? Let's not talk about it. Trey's never been that bad at anything ever in his life.
Yeah.
Anyway, this team has never marketed their number 3 pick weird. Why? Well, I don't think they have a ton of confidence in him right now, but they shouldn't have confidence in their ability to have confidence in quarterbacks. Like, you don't know. Why don't you let him play before a full season before you?
I think the reason, part of the reason is because they had Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster when they got him, and that's usually when you do it in that first year. Second year, they still had Jimmy kind of hanging out. I think there was a lot to do with not, I don't know.
Did they market Jimmy that much though? I
really.
feel like a little bit early on, but it was very much Debo. I mean, Kittle has been the face of the offense forever. Like. Yeah. It's the whole culture of the team is the quarterback's just one of the guys. And I think the thing they liked about Jimmy is that he didn't elevate himself above the team. He was just one of the guys. He's happy to hand off a million times. Honestly. Yeah.
I think
most quarterbacks aren't like that.
The next time they'll market a quarterback is if Brock Purdy comes back and he's the same guy he was last year.
Yeah.
Then you're going to see it take off.
I mean, Russell Wilson had an office in the front office last year. Like, a lot of quarterbacks aren't normal. They make billions of dollars, or not billions of dollars, you know what I mean? And Jimmy at least isn't like that, So I think a lot of people appreciate that about him, and I think the Niners want to have that culture. Why? So when he leaves, it's a bunch of guys on one-year contracts or rookie deal. That's all you're going to see with the Niners at quarterback. Rookie deals and one-year contracts until they find a franchise quarterback, which they never will, because they're always going to pass on, the guys who are really talented. Because this is the culture they want to have. And I don't, for better or worse, I think it's probably not going to get it done, but it'll always be very good. David Velez says, we forget the talk about Gabbert was that he had a savant-type memory. I'm telling you, that's the same thing. He could learn an entire playbook inside of a week. How'd that work out? Yeah, he was the prototypical quarterback, Blaine Gabbert. Same with Darnold. It's just that they're not good. Why are they not good? They can't throw.
Yeah.
They can't throw. They can't put the ball where they want to put it consistently, and they turn the ball over a lot. The two of those things, decision-making and accuracy. With Lance, he doesn't have the decision-making problem. It's just statistically, it's been an accuracy thing. But again, we're talking about 100 throws, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he completed 70% of his throws in his win against the Texans. So it's a small sample size. With Sam Darnold, it's been this since 2017.